On the news this morning, stakeholders kick as Governor Wike declares public holiday for state visit of President-elect Bola Tinubu today. Rivers State government elevates dozens more traditional stools. Residents in flooded areas of Port Harcourt recount experience. NAFDAC extends investigation into deadly noodles to factories and markets. Other foreigners in air travel chaos looks as US keeps 5G altimeter refit deadline. I am Khalada Kurubatubo. Good morning. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of the nation. Let peace reign. Schools and business premises will not open in Rivers State today as the state governor yesterday declared a one-day public holiday for the state visit of the president-elect Bola Tinubu. Governor Wike declared the holiday in a state broadcast yesterday.
For us, it's an honor to the government and people of Rivers State to host the president-elect on this historic visit. Consequently, I urge all Rivers citizens to come out en masse to receive our president-elect, His Excellency Senator Bola Tinubu, and display the Rivers hospitality as he commissions these legacy projects to God's glory and advancement of our development. Given this, I hereby declare Wednesday, 3rd of May 2023 a public holiday to enable the people of Rivers State to receive our president-elect personally.
The governor ordered the closure of all shops and business premises along Rumola-Rumukuta Road from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. today.
Furthermore, all shops and business premises along Rumola to Rumukuta roads in Nobiabo local government area of the state shall remain closed from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Wednesday, 3rd of May 2023. I urge all labor union and security agencies to comply with this closure order. Once again, I call on Rivers people to come out in great numbers and give our amiable president-elect a rousing welcome during his visit.
Governor Wike had last week said the president-elect Bola Tinubu would be in Port Harcourt for a two-day visit to commission the Rumola-Rumukuta flyover and the Magistrate Court building in Port Harcourt. Meanwhile, heavy traffic was seen on some roads in Port Harcourt last night as residents made last-minute arrangements for the impromptu holiday today. As you may know, April 7 and 10 were declared Easter holiday by the federal government, followed by the April 21 and 24 Eid al-Fitr holiday. Residents of Rivers State just resumed from the May 1 Workers' Day holiday yesterday. Speaking of this, a development economist Ugochukwu Agbarakwe tells correspondent Suibi Oruwari that the economy is worse off during public holidays.
It's adversely affecting the growth and development of our economy. We are supposed to produce for 365 on quarter day, and from all indications, we are not producing half of 365 on quarter day. The more public holidays we declare, the more we are removing more days out of work, and the output is going down. If there is a public holiday, if you open your shop, you won't find the number of persons that used to come to your shop to buy as much as they were buying before. So the profit you are supposed to make for that day, for production that day, is lost.
The development economist described this public holiday in the state as a political move by Governor Wike to win the president-elect's favor.
It's a political thing. He wants to demonstrate to the president-elect that Rivers State is for him. That Rivers State is for him. That is supposed to, lure the president into taking interest in the state, and that can actually attract development projects to the state. I think that is the intention. But often it doesn't work that way. During Obasanjo, Rivers State, throughout the late, demonstrated that Rivers State is his state. What did Obasanjo do for us?
He, however, advised against such public holidays for a staggering economy.
The public holidays declared for religious reasons should be stopped. Religion is an individual thing. No matter the number of public holidays you declare, it won't encourage people to be more godly. Again, other ones that we add for just one flimsy reason or the other should be stopped. Let people learn the culture of working, putting more hours to work so that our output, our GDP can actually start growing. We're a poor country. Best we can do to ourselves is to encourage hard work so that by public holiday, we are to make the people lazier.
In the same vein, a public affairs analyst, Ken Enshaw, criticized Governor Wike for declaring today public holiday. Mr. Enshaw told our correspondent that restricting businesses because of the visit of the president-elect is unnecessary.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with the governor of Rivers State making arrangements to receive the president-elect. But having businesses go on holiday, forcing a public holiday in order to receive the president-elect and commission a few projects, I think that is going a bit too far. Already this country has had just the government of Rivers State is overtly allowing politics encroach into every single thing that it does. I mean, the slogan saying that this move is basically to demonstrate to the president-elect that he has got the support of the current government of Rivers. I think that is essentially unnecessary.
In the meantime, the APC in Rivers State has accused Governor Nyesom Wike of plotting to prank the president-elect Bola Tinubu into believing that there is no other opposition political party existing in Rivers State. The spokesperson of the APC in Rivers State, Darlington Iwauju, said this in a statement. Mr. Iwauju, while welcoming the president-elect, said the visit, which is on the invitation of the Rivers State government, has nothing to do with the APC in Rivers State. Moving on. Governor Nyesom Wike says his administration will not hesitate to dethrone any traditional ruler who allows crime and cultism in his domain. Governor Wike said this while presenting staff of office and certificates to some traditional rulers at the Government House in Port Harcourt.
It's essential to reiterate that this situation also has profound responsibility on you as natural rulers of their kingdoms and custodians of the cultures and traditions of their people. The first responsibility is the maintenance of peace and security. I advise therefore that you work with the local government channel and the security agencies to maintain peace and security in their communities. Let me warn that the government will not hesitate to dethrone any traditional ruler that allows, tolerates, or enables cults and criminal activities to take root in his domain.
Governor Wike also charged traditional rulers to protect government health facilities in their area and ensure that no child is out of school.
You must be concerned about the progress of your community. These are your communities just as the inhabitants are your people. Their progress is your constant concern. You are responsible for working with your people, the local government councils and the state government, to attract development and improve their people's living conditions. You should ensure no child is out of school in your communities, as education is vital to our children's progress. Work with government health officers to ensure your community's health centers are functional.
Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that 33 traditional stools were elevated, 4 third class, 27 second class, and 2 first class stools. This is the second time Wike's administration is recognizing and elevating traditional stools in the state. Staying with us, elder statesman Prince Ima Ayawu says Governor Nyesom Wike will forever be remembered by the people of Eche ethnic nationality. Prince Ayawu stated this in Port Harcourt shortly after the presentation of a certificate of office to His Royal Highness Eze Godwin Ogu as the Onye Ishia Guru of Lakwa clan and second-class stool government recognition by Governor Wike. Mr. Ayawu said he is elated at the honor done to the people of his clan by the governor, saying it represents a milestone in their history. On the spot, the newly recognized second-class traditional ruler Onye Ishia Guru of Lakwa clan Eze Godwin Ogu said the official endorsement has opened a new chapter for him, which he says he will use for the good of the people and the state. Also speaking at a reception for the traditional ruler, the chairman of Eche local government area, Obin Ayawu, said this administration will work with all traditional rulers in the local government area to sustain peace, development, and growth for the people. Also speaking, the chief of staff, Eche local government area, Promise Wankwo, expressed gratitude to Governor Wike, saying that by the act, the people of Lakwa now have their own clan, thereby taking the total number of clans in Eche to 6. Elsewhere, some residents and shop owners around T.Y. Danjuma Avenue on Peter Audley Road, Port Harcourt, are complaining about the effects of flooding in their area. They say their roads are always submerged during rainfall. They spoke with our correspondent.
So from Danjuma down to Market Square is flood. From Market to JDP, all of them is flood. Flood can take all over Peter Audley Road, left and right. It's very terrible situation. So government need to work on it. And the gutter is very small. So they need to turn the gutter to the new road. Nothing has space.
We want this place flood. No customer will enter here.
The ground is slopey, so water from the other side normally percolates here. So once it rains, this place, no more business for them. The drainage is blocked, so local government is not caring. At least to open up the drainage. Let them put into sanitation issue, not to come here, collect money and go in the name of sanitation.
Sometimes people they fall inside gutter.
Make them shift the road, make the gutter expand. There is no space. You will not even see the gutter. Everywhere is flood. Now they shout for the person so that the person can know where there is gutter.
Similarly, residents of the road leading to CSS Rumekini, popularly known as School Road, say they relocate whenever it rains. They spoke to our correspondent.
It has really affected us badly, as at 2 years ago we had to move from here to my brother-in-law's place. If you can see, the house is still in a very bad condition. The walls are peeling. Once it happens, you can't go out, buying something, consistent rainfall and lack of drainage. They don't have anywhere this water goes out from, no drainage at all. It comes every year.
Majorly, what we actually need around there is drainage, and then we need a good road too. When the rain falls, there's always much flooding. So good drainage will be best for us, and then also a good road too.
Time for a commercial break, but still ahead, NAFDAC extends investigation into deadly noodles to factories and markets. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You are tuned in to
Welcome back. The Rivers State Commandant of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Michael Bisong Oga, has reiterated the command's commitment to partnering with non-governmental organizations, civil society organizations, and traditional institutions, amongst others, in the fight against oil theft, illegal oil bunkering, and vandalism in the state. A statement by the NSCDC spokesperson in the state, Olufemi Ayodele, said Commandant Oga restated his commitment while hosting the executive director of the Youth Environmental Advocacy Center, Fineface Dumnamene. He said his office is always open to receiving information that would help in the arrest of those dealing illegally in petroleum products. The River State Commandant, who later spoke with the foreign journalists from Seoul, South Korea, lauded the federal government for its support and the provision of necessary logistics that he said has helped the Corps in the fight against vandalism and oil theft across the nation. Some stakeholders and members of the Ngboshimini youth movement in Rumeme Kingdom, Obiakpa local government area of Rivers State, are calling on the Nigeria Oil Company to immediately terminate the surveillance, security, cluster contracts, and other related contracts awarded to one Daddy Chuku, aka Obuni, through Teddy Dedens International Limited and Jacobson ON Nigeria Limited on behalf of the Ngboshimini community and Rumeme Kingdom in general. The group, in a statement by Chairman, Ngboshimini Community Stakeholders Forum, Oazurime Chuku, President Ngboshimini Youth Movement, Osonwene Frank Nyeche, and General Secretary Ngboshimini Youth Movement, Marvin Echem, called on Ajib to stop further payments to him or his companies for the safety and security of Ngboshimini community and Rivers State. According to the statement, that Ichuku and his gang were declared wanted in 2017 by the Nigeria Police Force for allegedly killing over 30 people, including members of the community, and have remained a major threat as he allegedly runs a criminal camp within the community. The statement also said that the reward of surveillance and cluster jobs given by Ajib to Dadichiku is curious. The statement further said that the people of Ngboshimini have the capacity to manage the affairs and entitlements of their community without allowing any criminal gang or their sponsors to derail their course. Dadichiku has not spoken on this. The Rumaolu Council of Chiefs, under the leadership of Eze Bekwele Wali Atam, has cautioned the people of Elekpowodu community in the Rupoku clan against preempting the verdict of the Office of the River State Surveyor General and the police in the disputed Oya Mba. Speaking on behalf of the council, Chinedu Amadi said the committee set up by the Inspector General of Police to look into the Supreme Court judgment of 1961 with a view to interpreting the judgment is working independently. He said it is ridiculous that the people of Elekpowodu are raising alarm when the committee has not determined the boundary.
Elekpowodu went to petition Rumaolu in the office of the Inspector General of Police, who directed the IG Monitoring Unit and the Surveyor General of Rivers State to look into the matter and demarcate boundary between Rumaolu and the Elekpowodu community. They are the petitioners. The Surveyor General have not decided on this matter. Rupoku should not preempt the decision of the Surveyor General because they are guilty of using land grabbers, selling Rumaolu community lands, and they know that the truth is surfacing. That is why they are running about, crying foul.
Mr. Ahmadi, however, asked security agencies to caution the people of Elekpowodu community to allow the investigating team to do their work.
We call on the security agents, the governor of Rivers State, to call on Elekpowodu people to allow the Surveyor General to come out with his finding. They should not preempt the finding of the Surveyor General until he has made the boundary and determined the boundary. If it is not favorable, they should go to appeal. That is why, as a peace-loving community like Rumaolu people, we don't want war. They should allow the Surveyor General and the investigating team from the Inspector General of Police through the Office of IG Monitoring Unit to finish their work.
He commended the River State Surveyor General and the IGP monitoring team for being diligent in the discharge of their duties. Recall that the people of Elekpowodu community had said they would resist attempts to compromise the land documents. In other news, The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, says it is extending its investigation of Indomie noodles to factories and markets. It follows fear of the presence of ethylene oxide, a potential cancer-causing substance in the special chicken flavor of Indomie instant noodles. NAFDAC, however, said that the Indomie special chicken flavor instant noodles recalled by the Malaysia and Taiwan authorities is not registered for sale in Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari says he rejoices with the media as the world marks Press Freedom Day today. This year's celebration marks 30 years since the UN General Assembly's decision to proclaim an International Day for Press Freedom, and President Buhari says the landmark is a tribute to media professionals who risk their lives to keep society informed and educated. On this year's theme, Shaping a Future of Rights, Freedom of Expression as a Driver for All Other Human Rights, President Buhari says he's delighted that the rights of Nigerian journalists have been protected and upheld in the past 8 years.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
The U.S. will not delay deadline for airlines to refit planes with new sensors to address possible 5G interference, despite concerns the cutoff date could cause travel disruption. Now on the news this morning, you heard stakeholders have kicked as Governor Wike declared a public holiday for the state visit of President-elect Bola Tinubu today. The Rivers State government has elevated 33 traditional stews.
Come on, everybody! Mom, Dad, round, muscle, 6 packs, or 1 round pack.
Apologies. Residents in flooded areas of Port Harcourt have recounted their experiences. NAFDAC is extending its investigation into deadly noodles to factories and markets. On the foreign scene, air travel chaos looms as the U.S. keeps the 5G altimeter refit deadline. The news was edited by Choma Ezenwafo. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this morning. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of any nation. Let peace reign. I am Kala Dakuru Batbo. Good morning. Morning Crossfire continues after the break.